Hello everyone, I'm Ekaterina, I'm community manager at Wialon, and I'm really happy to see you here at our first open mic webinar. Today, we're joined by our friends Boris and Maxim from Omnicomm, who will talk about fuel control and share secrets of successful integrators. If you have any questions during the presentation, please drop them in the chat and our speakers will answer them at the end of the talk. So that's it from me for now. Boris, the mic is yours.
Hello, guys. I'm really glad to see you, to hear you, and to talk to you. You know, it is a thrilling subject. So we'll talk about the fuel monitoring solution. From my point of view, it is the most impacted part of the telematics for the business of your customers. But the problem is how to earn money on it. So today we'll talk about this. So just a few words about Omnicomm. Probably most of you knows about our company. So we already almost 28 years on the market. We have customers in more than 100 countries. We cover much more industries, just logistics. It's more than 30. And we already equip more than 1.5 million different objects, not only vehicles around the globe. We are focused on medium and big companies. Why? Because they understand the quality and reliability of the solution. They need to have a relevant data to get to make the management decision. And we also recognized by some consultancy like Frost & Sullivan, Ernst & Young, IBM. So we have a lot of big names who recognize us as a professional producers of the fuel monitoring solution. We have sets of patents, we have a lot of certificates, and we can see all of the, not all, but some very known name on the screen of our customers, like, for instance, Lamborghini or Halliburton. So, and as I told you, we cover many different industries, not only logistics, but construction, railways, so you can read it, and it's not limit. We also can cover some telecom, seaports, airports, other things, everything linked with the fuel. So it means that everywhere, when you have the fuel storage or fuel distribution, fuel dispensing, or fuel consumption, you need to think about Omnicomm, because we can supply you with a very professional equipment and solutions. So everybody knows that you have a huge demand. Almost everyone asks you, guys, can you check the fuel accurately? So we have some fuel theft, we have some problem we do not understand, and the fuel is the biggest piece of expenses pie in our company. And after that we think, okay, yes, we can do something for you, but there are two things. The first is a too much headache. You need to go to the site, drill the hole, connect it, calibrate, to make a lot of dirty job for a long time, and you cannot earn money on it. And you don't know how to earn, because you bring a lot of value for the customer and you don't know how to charge them properly. So the problem, you looks like this this guy, and the problem is that everybody on the market had the same solution. So everybody bring the same box to the customer with the same name, with the same picture. And after that, a lot of newcomers comes to the market, because it's enough to have $200 in the pocket just to become integrator or telematic solution providers. And it ruins the market, because every newcomer says, okay, yeah, I can drop the price and I win the market. And it doesn't work like this. When you drop the market, you drop your margin, you cannot offer good service. So customers do not trust you, and they try to squeeze the price to reduce it. And after that, you come to us and tell, guys, market is very price sensitive. I can tell you, it's not true. It is very risk sensitive, but not price sensitive. And also, we have some problem that everything comes with one price. So for instance, in many platform, and Wialon in this case also, so you have all of functions, let's say track and trace, fuel monitoring, passenger counting, driver behavior in one package. And you start to follow it, and you start to charge the customers also like a package. But indeed, every new functions brings more questions from the customer side. You need to spend more time to serve them, to explain them, to teach them. So not everything comes with one price. You need to differentiate it for some, let's say, packages. And what happened when the two different integrators come to one customer with one price, with one product? They have nothing different but to fight with the price. And it is not productive. It's lose-lose system. When one drop the price, another one drops more significant, and after that they lose their margin and they have no enough power, enough money to serve customers by proper way. So it is not a game we like it. And we need to understand, when you come to the customers, we need to understand who makes decision. We have two kinds of customers. We have small companies, and as usual, the decision maker of the company is the owner of the company. And he is price sensitive, and he has no money because, for the small companies, as usual, they live 1 to 3 years, and after that, nobody knows what happened to them. And he tried to save as much money as possible. He don't care about the quality, other things. And the big companies, and in big companies, decision maker is a hired manager. And his biggest problem is the risk that he will be fired if something goes bad. So he need to understand that everything will be good. So he find the proper company and they bring them the relevant product, and he has a good result from this project. Even if he has some doubt, he will decide not to come to the project. It doesn't matter what is the price, because the reputation is the cost much more. And we have interesting paradox of the market. As maybe we visited our website. So we have two kinds of product. We have entry level and we have professional. Entry level is cheap and professional is more expensive. And when we communicate with the market through the integrators, we call them telematics solution provider, TSP, they always choose the cheapest solution, because they told us, in this case, we can get bigger margin. But when we communicate with the customer direct, and we have such a contracts with the big customers, I will show you some of them, they always choose the more expensive, more advanced solution with a better quality, with a better accuracy. So you need to keep in mind. So if you offer them the choice of the freedom of choice, they will definitely find the more developed solution, but you need to explain the value. And what integrators need to succeed? The first is a reason to believe for customers what solution is better. After me, our chief of product, Maxim Larionov, will explain why Omnicomm's product is the best. And the second thing you need to have is a protected margin. Everybody works for the money. And if someone comes with the product and another one comes with the cheaper product and promise the same, so customer will choose something with the cheaper one. So you need to understand how to explain it. And if someone will come with the same product exactly, let's say two dealers come with the same sensors like Omnicomm, you need to be absolutely assured that your margin will be safe. And Omnicomm protects your margin. We can discuss it separate, how we do it. And we do it in several markets. And every time our dealers much more successful and rich compared to others, because we do not let people to play with the price war. And once again, Omnicomm has the best solution. So you can copy this link, omnicommworld.com for partners, or in the beginning of this chat, also you can copy this link, enter to the page, and inside of this, you will find some form you can fill up and send us a message and we'll contact you. So just a few projects about Omnicomm. We are talking about that the market is very price sensitive. We have 10 barges project. It transport fuel from Brazil to Uruguay and back. And one barge has 6 sensors and 3 track and trace devices. And price is 1 million for 10 barges. So it means 100,000 per object. I think it's a good number. we equip Maersk, thousands of containers, and the project brings us dozens of millions of dollars. And the oil and gas company, we work with several oil and gas companies, also multi-millions dollars project. We equip boats, we equip sea rigs, we equip land transport. It is a huge project. In case of mining, we have average mining has about 150 objects, and average price for it is about $650,000. Also telecom, we equip thousands of objects. The average price per object is about 5,000. We monitor the radio frequency device, the gensets, the fuel flows, other things. So it costs like this. My lovely project, it's we call it Telematics in Paradise. It is Maldivian Airways, and they have distributed fuel tanks in an island. So we monitor this, and also the income from this project was very nice. So now I'd like to ask my colleague Maxim Illarionov to share why Omnicomm sensors are the best. Yes, Maxim, please, stage is yours. And guys, if you'd like to ask some questions, don't be shy. So I am watching the chat, so please.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen? Please confirm.
Yes, yes.
Oh, thank you, Boris. So first of all, I want to thank you, Wialon team, for this opportunity. And let's go to the one of the main question is why are the Omnicom sensors are the best choice on the market? Actually, over nearly 3 decades, Omnicom has not just participated in the fuel monitoring industry. Actually, we are defined it. And so the few words about our products. We invent this technology. We invent the fuel monitor or fuel level sensor for telematics. And today our technology operates in more than 100 countries across 30 industries. And there is a lot of vehicles which operates with our equipment. And this scale and this experience is the foundation for every innovation we introduce. Most sensors on the market work in a capacitive principles. They measure the electrical capacitance between the pipe and the rod. But there is a problem because the fuel differ. Even the two types of the diesel from different refineries may vary by 5%. And what about biodiesel? It can differ up to 50%. So based on the physics, if you calibrate the sensor with the one fuel, and then the tank refill with another fuel, you will get a serious measurement errors. We solve this issue, this problem, with our fuel scan technology. And this technology based on the dual probe design. One probe analyzes the composition of the fuel, while the second one calculates the exact volume of the fuel. And according to this, it guarantees the up to 99.5 accuracy every time, independent of the fuel type or fuel quality. Another important factor that often affects an accuracy is the temperature. Our sensor include a built-in thermometer and automatic temperature compensation. So whether it's minus 40 or plus 50 degrees, the reading remain precise. Beyond the previous information and beyond the electronics, the physical design is just as advanced. Our LLS5 and LLS6 AI models use a patented probe shape. It's a self-cleaning and resistant to buildup. So when you install the sensor in the tank, always some buildup could stay on the probe. And in case of another shape of the sensor probe, it could affect the measurement quality. In case of LLS6 and LLS5 probe design, it doesn't affect the quality of the measurement. And let's remember, the vehicles never stand still. Constant motion and vibration cause the fuel move inside the tank, which leads to unstable readings from the most of the sensor. Here, this is what the output from the regular sensor looks like. Random spikes and drops, and every bump on the road creates noise in the signal. And based on this measurement, the system can tell if it's real refuel or just fuel sloshing inside the tanks. Probably you can make a strong filtration and lose all fuel events, or if you make a small filtration, you will get a lot numbers of false events. To solve that, we use the power of data. Probably you know that Omnicomm also have our own platform, and we collect the data from the fuel sensor, and we collect readings from millions of sensors which are installed around the world. And using this data set, we trained a neural network and embedded it right inside the new LLS6 AI sensor. Right now, this sensor processes the raw data about 100,000 times per second and deliver already clean, accurate results directly to the GPS tracker and, of course, to the telematics system. And here is the difference. The regular sensor shows the noise and some confusions, but LLS6 AI shows the clear and stable data. It detects even the smallest refuels or drainings, and there is no false events or no lost details. Drivers should follow the rules, manager see the truth, and everyone trust the numbers. And here is another challenge, the tank tilt. If sensor installed not in the perfect center of the tank, any angle can distort the result. For example, just few centimeters off and you already get a measurement error. For example, only 5 centimeters shift from the center and 3 degrees of inclination, and you will get 1% of mistake of measurements. It's higher than most of the sensor in the world are talking about. We solved this problem, and our neural network, which are inside the LLS6 AI sensor, can calculate and understand where is the sensor is installed, and we automatically compensate this inclination and this tilt of the tank, and the sensor shows the real fuel level independent of the tilt of the tank. The next point, what I want to mention is about the installation process. Of course, every one of you know that the installation of the fuel sensor is not, sometimes it's not quite easier. So the main reason and the main big work during the installation is the calibration of the tank. It takes a long time, it's really resource intensive, and someone want to make it different. They try to make empty full calibration, or they can download an old one calibration table to the system. Actually, the most installation are on the regular shapes of the tanks. It's like a rectangle or cylinder. And you have an option. Maybe I try to measure the dimensions of the tank and calculate it mathematically. But okay, it's possible, but without fuel level sensor data, there's still a significant error in this method. And right now we propose the new solution for installation team. With our automatic service, installer can come on a bike with a backpack with a saw, drill, and screwdriver. He needs to cut the sensor, install it into the tank, and connect to the tracker device and go away. So after this, operator can connect to our service. He needs to get the refueling information, one or more refuelings, enter the information about these refuelings. He needs to input sensor data and refueled volume, and press calculate. So after this, he will receive the calibration table and can download it to the platform. Here is the QR code for this service, so you can try it, or you can ask our support team about how does it work, some details, or maybe you can ask me or somebody else from our company. And we believe this is a really helpful service for regular installations, which can save a lot of money for the integrator installation team. So thank you very much for your time, for your listening. One more time, thank you, Wialon team, for this opportunity. So we can discuss right now all questions.
So thank you, Boris. Thank you, Maxim. I see that we have one question from the audience, but I believe that Boris already answered.
Yes, I'd like to explain you how the sensor distinguishes actual fuel leakage from the regular data fluctuation. There is a very sophisticated algorithm inside, especially if we are talking about the AI. So it can recognize how the machine, how the level of the fuel in the tank behave in different cases. And in this case, we can recognize what is draining and what is just a fluctuation. And it is important to calculate it properly. And the calculation comes from two parts. The first is the on sensor inside of it with the operational system inside of the sensor. And then this information sends to the Wialon. And Wialon has some computing part which can compute the information and recognize the fuel events like a draining or refuelings. And also it can separate normal fluctuation from these events. And then you get the fuel report and you exactly know how much every machine, vehicle, or stationary object like genset, it does matter, they consume during a time. And also have a list of this event, when and how much fuel was consumed, and how much fuel and what place was dispensed or refueled to to the tank. That's an answer.
Thank
Yes,
you.
and please
Anyone
ask your
else?
questions.
Last minute offer.
Mhm.
Anyone would like to ask any question? Peter, does your software
Yes.
have any subscription?
We're talking about Wialon now. Yes, definitely. Wialon has subscription, as far as I know. I will promote Wialon today.
Peter,
But if
no,
Peter,
the Omnicom one.
So if we are talking about the calibration service, there is no subscription fee. You can use it free. But
So,
if you are talking about our fleet management platform, I think it's not the good place to discuss. We believe that Wialon provide you with one of the best software in our market.
you know that the question from the Glenn person. So moving objects are the challenge. Yes, definitely. But you know, we start to develop our algorithm 28 years ago. So we know how to work in many conditions. And if you'd like to see how we can, so you can see our testing laboratory. You can type in YouTube, CAMAS and Omnicomm. I will type it in the chat now. And you can see how the Omnicomm devices works during Paris-Dakar racing on the big trucks. So no one can survive, and we can get the accurate results to the racing team during this extremely harsh condition.
So I see that we have one more great question about margin. You mentioned that you protect the TSP's margin, and that's very important. So
Yes.
how do you achieve it? And could you please expand how it works?
You know, it is very important that when you bring your value, your service, it should be benefited by the proper way. So we have special partnership program, and we have the recommended retail price, and we ask our partners, and they follow us to keep this recommended retail price active. So in case you have this price, so you have protected margin, no one can go under this. But if you break the rule, you know, after that we can trust you, and we will start to think, can we work with us or not? And in generally, you know, there are two kinds of supplier of the market. You can go to, let's say, to any market, for instance, to the cordless drill. Some of them are selling some cheap devices from China. And the idea of this Chinese device, with my big respect to China, it's just to sell as much as possible with very low margin. And another kind of companies, they understand that they make professional devices and they do everything properly with the gear, with the motors, with the other points, and it is more expensive and they can never compete with the cheap solution. And in this case, they need to protect their margin, they need to have the professional resellers, and they set up the rules of the market. And if you go, let's say, to buy some DeWalt, or in case of a luxury, you can try to find the prices for the Rolex in different places of the planet, the price will be the same. It is not accidentally, because it is price regulations. And we do this to protect our business of our partners. That's why the partners of Omnicom is the richest integrators over the planet. So that's our way how to do it, how we protect.
And
we have also a question about solution for trains and 5-ton tanks. Yes, we have. The maximum depth of the tank we can equip is 6 meters. So we can use up to about 20,000 liters, 40. So it's something like this. And also trains is our lovely objects. And as you saw in the slide, we can equip the barges with the fuel. It's transport the fuel. It has about 80 liters in each compartment, 80 tons, sorry, in each compartment. So yes, we can do it.
We have a question about LLS6. Is also anti-explosion?
No, we have explosion-proof model. Its name LLS6. Oh, sorry, LS5 X. It also have a fuel scan technology, but it doesn't have AI inside.
But we have it in a roadmap, so we'll develop the AI, because you know why. I can explain you why we decide to do it in our roadmap. Because in many cases we install the EX sensor for the stationary objects, like gasoline stations or remote storages, and they need to understand how much fuel do they have. Like in our project with Maldives, so we have distributed net of the tanks in islands, and we need to check the level. In this case, we don't need to have any filtration, special filtration with the AI on board or on the sensor. But we also equip a lot of mobile browsers, and for this case, we need to have some protection from the waves inside of the compartments. That's why we have in our roadmap to develop the explosive-proof sensor with the artificial intelligence inside.
Yeah, okay, can I add some words, Boris, please?
Yeah.
Actually, for the fuel tankers, as you said, of course, we need to use LLS explosion-proof version of sensor, but for the fuel tankers, it's actually not so important because the right way to collect information about how many fuel was dispensed from the fuel tanker is the flow meter. So based on information of the flow meter, software should calculate the dispenses volume, not the from fuel sensor. So it's from the one side it's important, but it's not so important for the regular sensors which collect data from the tank of the vehicles, which is in which level of fuel is going down regularly. Fuel tank have a fuel tank from the fuel tankers have a how to say the regular measurement, and it could be dropped down only when it's refueled something.
So I'd like to add a few words. So yes, so we can equip any kind of objects, and just Maxim mentioned that we can equip mobile browsers. So in this case, we have 2 points of measurement. The first is the remaining volume of the fuel in a tank, and the second, we can check every transactions which made to the every vehicle. And after that, you can compare the transactions from the mobile browser and which comes to the some certain trucks, and you can compare it. Is it the relevant volume? If the location, time, and volume is relevant to each other, it means that it's good. If not, you can mark it like suspicious, and you can check what happened to it. And also one more advantage for our fuel scan technology. You know, in many countries they try to mix the fuel with some dirty, let's say, black colored diesel fuel. It's not a diesel, it's just, you know, for the kitchen or just for the heaters, they use it in this case. But it damages the engine, and you can get the information about the quality of the fuel from the system, and you can understand is something suspicious inside of the tank. And also, the biggest advantage of our sensors is that they never need to stop and clean. Because if you check our sensor, they have a very big distance between the components of the sensor, and it means that they have self-washing effect, especially the fuel sensor. When you have the hole along all of the probe. You can see it on the picture now. Yeah, okay, guys.
And talking about sensors, Maxim, do you have Bluetooth sensors?
Oh, sorry, my mic was turned off. So what about Bluetooth? What I want to say about it? Since we work with large companies, with the big companies, what matter most to them is data quality, the data accuracy, and continuity of the data. Bluetooth have some problem with it. It has sometimes connection interruptions and the possibility of jamming the signal. And because of this, false events may appear due to these data breaks, which is unacceptable for enterprise, for big clients. Wired connection takes more time to install, but the data is absolutely reliable. So also with wired connections, you don't need to stop the vehicle to replace batteries. That's why for professional grade solution, we used wire sensor. But however, in our roadmap, we have the Bluetooth sensor project of development. I believe it will be released next year. And also we know all problems with the current Bluetooth sensors, and we will solve these problems with our neural network and artificial intelligence inside the sensor and inside the additional equipment.
Thank you so much. So my last question to Boris, and we're going to finish the webinar. Boris, you talked about working with large clients, but for a small company, it can be challenging to win such contract. So how do you help your clients in this process?
Yes, thank you for the question. It's really interesting because it's always a challenge for the small companies come to giant and says, you can bring your company to the next level. After that, they do not believe you, and how to convince them to work with you. So for it, we have not only equipment or software, we have some set of support for our customers. We have sales supports. Once you go to the big customers, you can ask our sales guys to stay behind you like a big brothers, and we'll support you, and we'll explain to the customer our big project around the planet with the big names, with the big customers. And in this case, they will understand that, the small companies, local small companies, is just the hands of the big company and very experienced in a big project. It rise some trust to this cooperation, to possibility to get the contract. The next step is a pre-sale. So once you come to the company, we can assist you to create the project. You can ask them, what kind of object do you have? What is the role of the structure? How to equip this? How to integrate it with the IT landscape of the company? So we can also support you with this again. Then when you enroll the project in the company, we can assist you with the change management, which you need to do in a big corporation just to get all of data, all of parameters, and all of behaviors. Because you need, when you install something to the company, you need to change the business processes. Because you cannot motivate machines, you cannot motivate people and punish people and push them to do something different. So it links with the business model, with the KPIs of the people, and we can consult you with these things. So, it raises trust from the big customer to you. That's why we have a big projects with the small companies locally around the globe. So the set of support, we think that it's one of the most important part in our cooperation with our partners, with the integrators. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Boris and Maxim, for sharing your insight today and for joining us. Thanks to everyone for being with us also here during our first open mic webinar. So the recording will be available next week. I'll share it with you so you can rewatch or share it with your colleagues. Thank you so much and see you at the next open mic webinar.
Thank you, Katerina. It was a big pleasure for me to take part, to open this open mic in Wialon Teams. Thank you.